Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to Local Line, the show about how movies are made. Happy New Year. Thank you so much for following us. Shout out to all the countries where you listen to us. I'm live from, where am I live? Back?
Vancouver now, next to me this time.
Yeah, we're back to back. We're right here. How are you, Zach? Happy New Year.
Happy New Year. Not too bad, not too bad. Doing pretty good. It's just New Year's Day. We're recording this. Weather is pretty nice, I gotta say. And yeah, overall, it's a pretty good time going into 2026.
Are you excited for 2026 besides the personal reasons?
Yes. Wedding plans, hopefully finishing my feature.
Finishing our short.
Finishing our short. Yeah, there's just a lot of projects and everything I want to get done. So,
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, that's exciting.
What about you? Excited for what's to come?
Yeah, 2026 supposedly is going to be a good year. We have Doomsday, The Odyssey, Your Wedding, Ice Age. Then we have a lot of projects coming up.
Yeah. Well, Ice Age is actually coming in 2027. So
I forgot.
yeah, just a slight correction with that.
You
But
got pushed by Doomsday.
we needed it. We needed it. It
But
had
you
to
were
happen.
supposed to come out in 26, right?
Yep, December. It was the day that
Doomsday.
Avengers Doomsday and Dune Part 3. So we'll see
Oh yeah,
how
that
those
thing comes out. Yeah, I forgot about that movie. Timothée Chalamet, another Christmas movie. Good for him, I suppose.
back to back. But
Well,
yeah, I
back
guess
to back to back.
back to back to back. I guess you did see Marty Supreme recently, though.
Yes, I did.
What do you think of it?
I thought it was. I think it's. I don't know if it's his best performance. I think it depends what you like more. If you like a biopic better or not. I think Bob Dylan is a good performance, but I don't know if this is a good performance in the sense that they're very different. I think he plays a hustler from New York City pretty well. I think it's a good film. I can tell which of the Safdie brothers is the one that has. I don't want to say more talent, but I think Bernie Safdie is more focused on acting than directing, and Josh is more of a director type of person.
Well, let's see when Benny's performance in Super Mario Galaxy
He's
blows
also in the
everybody.
Odyssey, right?
Yes, he is, and he was also in Happy Gilmore 2
And
last year.
Oppenheimer.
Yeah,
So I think he's more of an actor than a director. I'm not saying the Smashing Machine is not terrible, but it was not as good as Marty Supreme. But I also read that the crew of the Marty Supreme was the crew they worked with previously. So maybe the crew has something to do with it. But hey, The Rock Johnson also is his first touring is trying to win an Oscar race to the moon, I guess.
Don't think he'll win, but it will be nice to see Academy Award nominated actor Dwayne Johnson going forward.
Imagine the trailer for Fast 20. Academy nominated Rock Johnson is starring in this film.
I hope that movie, jokes aside, Fast X Part 2 or whatever they end up calling it, that is going to be released soon because I want to see how they conclude this franchise.
Well, talking about finishing franchises, you want to talk Stranger Things, or should we keep it holding for a while?
Well, no, we'll get right into it. So, for those who know the last couple reviews or podcasts we've done, I'm not the biggest fan of Stranger Things. I'm in the belief that the season should have been one and done from 2016.
That's how they pitched it.
That's what they pitched, but then they went back and claimed, no, we actually had an outline for apparently a 5-season arc, which I doubt that in of itself. And the fact it's taken this long to get to that point and just the episodes in total, I've wanted to withhold my opinion until it completed. Now that the last episode aired and everyone's talking about it, my 2 cents.
Wait. Let's wait.
Yeah.
So let me go back to the beginning because we were in school when this thing premiered. That was a decade ago.
Hard to believe that.
Yeah, it was a decade ago. Were you a fan of the franchise when it first opened? Because when it first opened, I was hesitant to see it. I remember everybody was talking about it in the class, and I was like, what is Stranger Things? I think I saw it once the hype died, and I was like, okay, this is what people were talking about it.
I saw bits and pieces online. I didn't have access to a Netflix account, just the clips on YouTube. And honestly, like from what I saw, it was a pretty well acted, well written
Hmm.
mystery that, invoked a lot of what the Duffer Brothers wanted with Stephen King
Hmm.
adaptations, especially with what he put
It.
out of the 80s, It, E.T.,
Mhm.
like definitely captured the essence of it. And I thought as a standalone season, it was good. It was nothing to write home about, I think, but
Mhm.
it was just kind of itself similar to like another show Netflix did, 13 Reasons Why. If it was a one and done, I'd
Yeah.
be fine. But I didn't like that show because I thought it glorified suicide and I didn't like its themes. When season two was announced, I wasn't surprised, but I was a little optimistic. That one was okay. Like, again, I kind of watched an episode or two of it, but I thought, okay, there's, the Ghostbusters reference, and hey, one of them did end up becoming a Ghostbusters in the newer movie.
And he also becomes like a Stephen King wannabe in Stranger Things.
Yeah, he does.
So he is like Stephen King, and he's also in It. And
Mm-hmm.
apparently he's going to be in the It franchise coming forward. So he's playing Richie Topher again. Is it Richie Topher? Yeah, but
Yeah, an older one. Then when season three came, that's when I started to see, okay, this is going a little bit
mhm.
too far. I thought it was starting to become overabundance with characters. I thought generally the feel was summer and it just felt aimless. Like the
Yeah,
Duffer brothers were saying, oh, this is building towards something now. And I didn't believe that. And then with season four,
it picked.
it did peak, I will say that, but I didn't get into the hype. I thought, when Kate Bush is running up that hill, good song as is, I thought that scene was cheesy. I didn't think the whole vibe. I thought Vecna was a cool villain, design wise, and even his backstory. But again, the
It
effects.
depends which backstory you want to conclude it's the canon backstory.
Yeah, that's true.
Because I think I agree with you. I think season one is I wouldn't say it's a masterpiece on storytelling or anything, but I think as a TV, it's a very well written show for a
Mm-hmm.
TV show and a good limited series or season, whatever you want to call it. Season two was more of the same. It was like a continuation, and they were trying to expand the lore from Demogorgons to Demodogs or and the Mind Flayer. In season two, it needs to defend ended pretty well because it ends with the high school dance. Every breath you take, I'll be watching you. And then there's that shot of the upside down where the mind flayer is literally on the upside down, watching them over Hawking's eye. So that was really cool. Unfortunately, they never delivered that.
No, and they kept repeating a lot of the same tropes, but just expanding. It got bloated, and nowhere is that evident in the last season where just so much is going on. So much was
Yeah,
aimless, so much was just
and
thrown at you, and they were still introducing new stuff. And I'm like, what are you guys
and
doing?
Vecna. Well, then season three was interesting because they possess Billy, and then half of the town dies to make the Mind Flayer zombie version, I
Mm-hmm.
guess. And then they defeat the Mind Flayer. They close the portal yet again, and then season four is about Vecna, which I guess in the lore of D&D he is the commander for the Mind Flayer because they explained that, but they actually never said that. They never paid that setup because they don't have time. They have like a 2 second scene where they're like, "You were not the bad guy" type of thing, and
Mm-hmm.
I guess he's like, "No, I am," but he's
Well,
not, but he is.
it's funny you mentioned the D&D comparison because I think that's why the show got its cultural phenomenon status because it is just one big long
D&D
D&D TV
campaign.
show, which just sorry if I offend any folks out there. I'm not a fan of it. I don't like playing it. Actually, for what it's worth, the only D&D I got into was that movie that came out a couple years ago with Chris Pine. That was kind of
Oh
fun.
yeah, I forgot about that movie
I know, it's an underrated
with
one. Michelle Rodriguez and
and the guy that was in the Pokemon movie and was in Now You Don't See Me, where
See
he's
now you see me, now you don't.
yeah,
Yeah, he was the worst thing in that
Justin
movie.
Smith. Is it? Yeah,
Justice Smith.
yeah,
Yeah.
where he is like basically playing the same character, somebody that does not believe in themselves,
And
and by
then
the end of the movie, he's this hero.
the one who played Beverly from It as well.
Yes.
See, it all connects.
Yes,
But
it all connects.
yeah, so maybe that's why I also didn't get in, because it's just kind of making stuff up as you go, and I don't like that. I like when something is mapped out and you just throw all these twists and turns because you have to.
I also don't know if they had a couple of issues. First of all, obviously there was COVID. Then there was the strikes, which I guess everybody in the crew did strike because the Duffers stroke as writers, and well,
All the casts.
as cast. So I think, but at the time, I think they said they were gonna take the time to make sure the thing was work well. But I also don't know if by the fact that the kids got older, they felt forced on needing to end this rather than making a time jump. Because I think season 5, I don't think it's as bad as Game of Thrones season 8, but I do think the scripts felt so rushed. Like the episodes were like an hour long, but most of the episodes were like, okay, there's a problem. Then they grab vinyls and they're like, see this vinyl, this is the upside down, and they're trapped. And then they grab Doritos and they're like, this is the thing that we have to blow. They open the Doritos and or they grab a slinky and a flashlight and they're like, that's our plan. So season 8 was like season 8. No, that's a different.
That's a different kind of worms.
Season 5 was like plot, exposition, action scene, plot, exposition. But they really didn't open the stuff. Granted, I'm a bigger fan of the franchise. I actually have seen the play in New York. The play is great as a visual spectacle. Like the way they set up the effects is really cool. However, I do think the play opens a new can of worms. And maybe that's why they didn't release it on Netflix. But guess what?
What?
Vecna, aka Henry Creel, was classmates with Joyce, Hopper, Mike's mom, with everybody's parents, and they somehow got amnesia and forgot about it.
Okay.
So, as somebody that did their homework, because I watched the goddamn play, I read the comics, they didn't answer the questions of why everybody seemed to forget they were classmates with the creep that killed the cats. And the fact that when they mentioned the Creole family, they were like, oh, yeah, that kind of happened when we were kids. The fact that these murders occur and they kind of forgot about it. It's like that meme from Game of Thrones where they were like, we kind of forgot about it. It seems like the writers didn't really had a plan. But I think maybe, I'm not sure who forced them to end this because I'm sure Netflix would have loved to have 2 more seasons of this thing.
Well, they're going to do spin-offs too, and I think a lot of the final episode was sending off those potential spin-offs if they happen.
I mean, there's a cool one. Joyce and Hopper in Montauk.
I guess.
That's like an X-Files show without the kids. But I don't know if that's a spin-off. And Holly, she's like Mike in woman version.
Yeah.
She's like Mike and Nancy together.
Well, yeah. Like, to me, I just figured like they repeated the same tropes constantly. It got boring. And honestly, season 4 felt more like a final season than season 5 did. Because it had stakes. This ending did not have anything. And we were teased, we were promised. The money that was thrown into each episode. The Duffer Brothers were saying...
The directors
basically said they were like, oh, we spent $80 million per episode. And I'm like, that's insane for each of these feature-length episodes that didn't need to be featured. They were overlong. You could have shortened them all. I think there's just so much wrong. And yeah, talking about the most controversial moment this season, should have been in the previous season. And that's where Will comes out. I think I'm not opposed to that. I think that's fine. But it just needed to happen sooner than later.
I think it might not. The thing is that didn't pay off.
Yeah, it didn't.
Because okay, now let's talk spoilers. So I think, let's talk season 5 exclusively. We've been talking so far, but we haven't gone deep in it. So the first volume is fine.
Yeah.
I think it sets up like, okay, even though I think their biggest mistake was hell is open and then they kind of backed themselves back.
That was too soon. They should have done that later. It felt like stuff needed to be done later.
No, I mean, like season 4 ends with like them looking over the cliff and like hell is open. You expect that Demogorgons, Demobots are coming to the world, and this is going to be like a fighting season. No, everything has been exposed, sort of.
Well, that's why I said season 4 should have been season 5.
But that's how it ended, right?
Oh, I know.
But then they backtrack, right? And they're like, well, we're back in the town. Everything is fine. Kids slay out the plates that the government put that basically anybody could lift off. And, because Eleven just lifts it up. It's not like attached to the ground or anything. It's kind of there. The first volume is fine in its essence because I think they set up like, okay, Beckna is kidnapping the kids because he likes kids and he's grooming them or whatever.
Weird. Yeah, but I agree. Volume 1 is harmless. Volume 2
is where it starts to get issues.
And it just becomes needlessly pointed. Like, the episodes are longer. They're more bloated. They introduce still new things. I'm like, guys, you have like 4 episodes left, and you're
What was
still...
the thing that bothered you the most that it got introduced? Henry?
Harry, yeah, he sucks. He just...
Henry as a kid, you mean?
As a kid, yeah.
The thing is, that was in the play.
I didn't watch the play. I didn't even do my research.
The play did... But they even retconned the play.
Exactly. It's not like Cursed Child where that came after Harry Potter. It can be its own thing. You don't have to see it. But no, you have to watch the play, apparently.
But I think if you watch the play, you have more questions.
Yeah, you're only going to get madder.
Yeah. So I think the wheel thing, which is the most controversial thing that the show did. First of all, I cannot believe that it took them 12 hours to shoot a very simple scene.
Stupid. And he needs all the characters to convey. I'm like, why?
Second of all, I think the way they did it when he gets his powers in Volume 2 was way, way more effective. Because it was show, don't tell.
Mm-hmm.
Because they were showing the memories that they were telling him during Season 2. Like when they have like this brain montage and he's like, I get my power.
That is another thing I will say I didn't like about it. The needless callbacks and flashbacks to the show. It's like, yeah, remember these moments? No. Don't you remember, like, as kids?
I meant when Will is getting his powers and you see, like, other actors playing.
Oh, that's what you meant.
Those were the moments when he's possessed during Season 2 that they're like, you remember when we built Castle Byers? You remember when we became friends? That was what he was seeing.
Okay, yeah.
So I thought that was like, okay, he's accepting himself. He's seeing the 8mm film that Magical Robin, Ethan Hawke's daughter, told him about.
But they had to do the Netflix thing where you have to tell for the people who are watching it in the background.
So I think the thing is, it didn't really matter if he came out or not. Because in the last episode, it didn't really matter.
No, it had played no part to it.
Like, Beckman never said anything. Like, Beckman didn't care about that.
Yeah, he just wanted to get him.
Yeah.
And his performance as well. Like, I've said it before, too, that these actors, I think, as they get older, like, you start to critique them more as actors. And Noah Schnapp is one of those actors where I'm free to criticize. He's not strong enough to carry a scene. He's pretty...
He can cry.
He can cry. Oh, yeah, that's all he's good for. Him and his mean face and his dumb haircut.
He can cry.
But like Millie Bobby Brown, there's a level of I don't care, or there's something that's not... He's just... I don't know how to describe it. He's not the best actor to be doing this line.
But going into the last volume, I think my biggest issue is Vecna just dies too easily.
Oh, yeah, no. I like that Joy was the one that killed him. Like, that was fine.
Joy's killing him is fine. Although I guess she forgot that we're classmates and she was actually nice to him in high school. She was, like, among the only 2 people that were nice to him.
And then is the one that finished him off.
Yeah.
It's kind of funny enough.
And Vecna was like, hey, don't you remember me? I was in your play. But I guess they kind of forgot about that. But I think my biggest issue is that it felt so anticlimactic.
It just felt like it was setting up spin-offs, like 11 dying or whatever you want to call it.
Not even that. I'm talking about the fight.
Oh, yeah.
They had such a huge budget, but what happened to the Demogorgons? What happened to the Demodogs? What happened to the military? What happened to Paul Reiser's
What
character?
happened to Linda Hamilton?
No, but like, what happened to the Demobats? They were just there to kill Eddie, and that was it.
Yeah.
Like getting to Vecna in season 4, where he was not like fully formed or whatever, was more difficult than getting to Vecna in season 5 in the finale of your show.
Yeah.
It almost felt like the budget was like, okay, we're over budget. Like, we don't have budget for the Demodorans. Figure it out.
My issue too was it did play it safe for some of these characters.
Yeah, they didn't kill anyone.
Well, like maybe 11. I don't know. Honestly, I think Millie Bobby Brown just wanted out. Her death face, man, just another bad performance.
I don't think she wanted out. I think she genuinely loves the chick.
Yeah, no, clearly she got her farm, she's got her kid, she's got her husband, she's set for life. So
I'm thinking she would probably want to have a stable job. I think 11 helped her because she's maybe not the best actress. I'm not gonna say she's a terrible actress.
I call her Timu Emma Watson personally.
But I think 11 was very stale, and I think she's a stale actress. So
Yeah.
I think that helped her.
I agree. But yeah, that's kind of our thoughts on Stranger Things. I mean, I'm sorry for the fans out there who wanted this to be positive, but
Well, I think it's mixed. I think it is not entirely negative. I think there were good moments in the last episode. But boy, Stranger Things is not Lord of the Rings for having
it's not Lord of the Rings, it's not Harry Potter. This is a tribute to 80s culture that is now fading. They want this franchise to continue. Start looking into the 90s. Start looking beyond, like, it's
early 2000s.
early 2000s. Like, have these characters grow up, have them live life in the 90s, because now we're getting into that culture that is more like that. I'm tired of the 80s. I think a lot of people are now. They've had their time in the sun, probably longer than,
I mean, it was a decade.
It was a decade. Like, I get it. People like it. A lot of the filmmakers are from the 80s. They had pretty cool childhoods then. But let's move on to the other big topic that we discussed a few weeks ago of Fire and Ash. So,
is it a flop, Zach?
No, it is not a flop. Like the past Avatar movies, it does have staying power for basically these are theme park movies. They're like, you want to experience them? Go buy a ticket. Nice 3D. I didn't watch this movie yet because I'm not sitting in a theater for 3.5 hours watching the same thing I saw before. I saw a trailer instead when I went to go see SpongeBob. By the way, that movie is a 9 out of 10 for me. It's just
Fair
a lot
enough.
of fun.
I've not seen it.
Well, no, that's fine. I don't expect a lot of people. I'm a 28-year-old man going to see a SpongeBob movie. But anyway, they had a trailer for a Billie Eilish, James Cameron concert film that's coming out.
Oh, yeah, the one that she directed with him.
Yes. And clearly this guy's technology is top notch because even witnessing that trailer and just seeing like from a concert view, like being part of the crowd and all the effects, that's what the technology is made for. And I still think he's the best at doing that and immersing you in the moment for this world. And that's why people go see Avatar. They want to see it for the world. They want to see the technology. They want to, a new scale of this stuff. And it's nice to see it for something else that isn't Avatar when I saw that trailer. Will I go see the Billie Eilish movie? No, because I don't really care for Billie Eilish, but
maybe for the technology.
For the technology, I would. Now, with that being said, you have seen Avatar Fire and Ash, and what are your thoughts about it?
I mean, it's Avatar. That's the way I would phrase it. I think it's a film.
It's a film.
It exists. I mean, look, I'll give James Cameron props. I think the technology is there. I think he clearly had a story he wanted to tell. I just don't know what the story is. I think the performances are good. Sigourney Weaver does not kiss a 14-year-old.
Ew.
Because Sigourney Weaver is in love with Spider, and they have a kissing, but apparently they use stunt doubles or leap doubles. I don't know how it works, but she's supposed to be dating a kid, even though she's like 80.
That's weird.
Good for Ripley, I guess.
Yeah. How was the length, though? I mean, plus the trailers. You were in that theater probably for more than 4 hours.
I mean, the film, it's The Way of Water. But
so overlong.
No, it's A Way of Water in the same plot.
Oh,
Except now there's like bad
fire people.
native Navi, and that's the only change. But it's like they're still trying to get after the whales. The water people are still fighting the whale hunters, and now there's a new plot element where somehow, somewhere, because the script demands that Spider doesn't need a mask, so he's like a half native human, like he can breathe on whatever this planet is called, and that is
Pandora.
the new plot device.
That's not bad.
The army now needs him so they can replicate his blood. So now humans can breathe on Pandora.
Okay, that's magic blood.
Well, I don't know if he has magic blood. He's just basically he gets tapped by one of the natives, and he starts to develop a tail.
That's such a premise from the 2010s. Remember, like Amazing Spider-Man?
So
2
he's
and
like a
stuff?
hybrid. He's human native.
Okay.
So he's like a new species, and I guess he's going to be the hero. Although, you know, Jake Sully and Captain whatever his name is called fight yet another time, and Spider is there, and he's like, "Come on, Dad, be a cool guy." I guess it's like the way of water again, and they fight in a sinking ship. I guess James Cameron really likes sinking ships, and I guess he's very good at it. I mean, it's a film. It's James Cameron doing his best James Cameron impression of James Cameron. I still think the franchise is it's a franchise.
So it's a creatively bankrupt franchise, is what you're trying to tell
I
me.
don't think it's bankrupt because I think James Cameron, but maybe it is bankrupt in terms of its storytelling.
Well, that's what I mean. Creatively bankrupt. It's
But
like
in
this
its
is the formula.
well, I think there's other franchises that are more bankrupt. I think at the very least, James Cameron tries to innovate with its technology, and I think that's creative in some way or another. So I think from a technological standpoint, works. But as a story, it's like, well, I can see why he needed to split this 6 hour cut into two films because
Uh,
it's really the way of water part two.
Jesus.
I don't know what the ending is supposed to be because he's clearly setting up more films.
Clearly.
Uh,
Well,
and it's like, it's a film, it exists, it's going to make probably like $2 billion, and Disney is going to give him the green light to make another Avatar film.
but do we want it though? Or do people really want it? I mean,
I think if it's every 10 years, it would be worth it.
well, this one came 5 years after. No, four.
No,
2022.
two.
No, the last one was 2022.
Wasn't it three?
No, 2022.
Well, it was 3 years.
Yeah.
I think if the whole thing is technological advances in filmmaking that nobody really seems to utilize because they're so expensive that only James Cameron has access to. Realistically, when the first Avatar came up, who had access to that 3D technology? Nobody has had access. I mean, nobody has used the technology he's used because it's so goddamn expensive. So it sort of feels like it's his technology and he's the only filmmaker that gets to use it.
Yeah.
But if he's going to go in the extravaganza to go into his deep water exploration so he can make water look as good in the big screen, I think that should happen every 10 years. Because at the very least, we can see, oh, these are new toys that nobody will get to play with. But maybe by the time a new one comes out, we can play with the toys that he just played with.
Yeah.
So we're playing with outdated technology. But what I'm saying is, as a story, it doesn't work if it's too close. But if the story takes 10 years, maybe by that point I'll forget it exists and I'll be excited just to see the technology. And that's how you make $5 billion.
Hmm.
Although, to be fair, James Cameron has never been a master storyteller.
No.
He's been
Terminator 2 and Aliens beg to differ. And even the original. He's just lost his way a bit with the story.
I don't know. Terminator 2, he did wrote it.
Yeah. He wrote the original Terminator.
But it's not like Shakespeare in terms of storytelling.
But it had good characters. And I think that's what he's lost. He's lost the characters that.
Fair enough. I'm saying in the sense like he's not Spielberg.
Fair. But with that being said, we are at time for this episode.
Yeah.
Any closing thoughts?
go watch movies. It's a new year. I would recommend watching Hanet, maybe if you're into independent films, Chloe Zhao, or Marty Supreme, or go watch Avatar. Next week, the full Avengers trailer will be there, so
Yes.
maybe that's a good excuse to go to.
Maybe that's why people are going to watch this, just to see Avengers Doomsday. So, but with that being said, he's Jaro2096. It's been a hot minute. I'm the Zach Houston. Those are our Instagram handles. Below the line _podcast.
For now.
For now.
If
is our
Instagram doesn't get
Instagram.
angry with us again.
Is our handle. Follow us on YouTube, Spotify, and yeah, we recorded this one live. So next week's will be the same, and we hope to see you there.
And if the audio quality is bad, it's because we recorded this live.
True.
So apologize. Bye bye.
Bye-bye.